Sica countries to have this festival of movies. I want to tell you about the Central American integration system. Integration is a historical fact that demonstrates the political capacity and historical persistence of the people of the nations of Central America and the Caribbean. The Central American integration system was born with the Organization of Central American States on October 14, 1951, and its frame of reference is the Tegucigalpa Protocol signed in December 1991. In 2010, the Central American integration process was relaunched when the head of the states and the government of the Sica member countries identified the priority pillars of the region: democratic security, prevention and mitigation of natural disasters, and the effects of climate change, social integration, economic integration, and institutional strengthening. In 2021, Central America and Panama celebrated 2 years of independence from Spain. Last year, Sica celebrated its 30th anniversary, 30 years of having been created. The 30 years of Sica represent the efforts of the member countries to strengthen Central American integration and brotherhood, to make Central America a region of peace, freedom, democracy, and development, based on respect, protection, and promotion of human rights. Panama holds the pro tempore presidency of Sica during this first semester, which will soon come to an end. In Panama City, an important summit of ministers from the member countries was held with the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Josep Borrell, just a few days after the Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu visited our countries. On this occasion, the country represented here considered it a magnificent opportunity to represent in Turkey this sample of films from Guatemala, El Salvador, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, and Panama as an integral extension of cultural diplomacy. The development of the film industry in our countries does not reach the frame or importance of some of our neighbors, such as Mexico, Colombia, Brazil, Argentina, or Brazil. But we will see during this event that in all of them there is a dripping cinematographic activity that is making its way with great certainty in the big stages. The history of cinema as a performance began in Paris in December 1895. Since then, it has undergone a series of changes in various ways. On the one hand, the technology of the cinematograph has come a long way from its beginning with the silent films of the Lumiere brothers to the digital cinema of the 21st century. On the other hand, the language of cinema has evolved, including the conventions of the genre, and thus different types have emerged. Third, it has evolved with society, thus developing different film movements. Guatemala began its foray into the 7th art just a year after the premiere of the Lumiere brothers in 1896, thanks to the initiative of a hairdresser and barber of Italian descent named Carlos Valenti, who can be considered the first producer and the entrepreneur of cinema in that country. Little by little, new filmmakers are emerging, and due to the beauty of its landscapes, this nation is the focus of attention for Hollywood production companies looking for locations, as happened in 1935 when the new adventure of Tarzan by Edward Poole was filmed. The political ups and downs in the Central American country did not allow constant development, and it was not until 1949 that the film Four Lives was produced, which has sound and is considered the first Guatemalan feature film. It is considered a cult movie. In addition to the national production, all countries present a development in the creation of movie theater, so fashionable in the 60s, its golden age, and Guatemala is once again the scene of another Tarzan movie filmed in the ruins of Saculeu in Huehuetenango, called Tarzan and the Jungle Rebellion. At that time, hundreds of local workers worked as extras. Tikal was the location for another Hollywood saga in the 70s, including a James Bond film and another of George Lucas' Star Wars in 1977. The Great Lord of the Jungle by Emilio Muñoz Robledo was filmed in 1986. The first contact with the cinema in El Salvador dated to 1905, filming the first images of San Salvador and Lake Ilopango. In 1918, eruption of the San Salvador volcano, which premiered at the Teatro Principal, was filmed during and after the catastrophe. At that time, the country did not have movie theaters, therefore the productions were presented in the 4 sceneries that existed. In Salvadorian films, productions such as Los Peces Fuera del Agua by José David Calderón can be mentioned. This production is recognized as the first feature film in the national history, as well as being the first fiction film with historical content released in 1972. In a brief tour of other Salvadorian productions, we can mention El Rostro by Alejandro Coto, In the Region of Ice by André Gutfreund, the only Central American to win an Academy Award and be part to its evaluating panel today. Pablo's work that we are going to see here in this festival that can be seen tomorrow. Mala Crianza, Cinema Libertad by Arturo Menéndez, Four Cardinal Points by Javier Caffi, Innocent Voices by renowned Salvadorian screenwriter Oscar Torres, who is currently preparing his romantic film Te Adoro, among other productions of great visual quality. Costa Rica is historiography terms has a relative young cinema.